invested money to get a new cover done now that I know what I'm doing and I didn't before. So the cover's way better than it was. I'm expecting just from doing some editing and putting a new cover on my old book, it'll generate higher sales just based on that. And then I can go through the review process with it as well.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Getting the reviews.
Yeah, and I guess that's another thing. So I just want to make notes here: cover design and also reviews, because I want to make sure you guys have those two key aspects in place: cover and review system. That's good. Thanks, Derek. Stefan, you mentioned, what was your biggest success last 2 weeks? Did you mention that?
No, I didn't. I basically hired all my writers. They're actually, so one's working on a nonfiction book, and then I have 3 fiction books being written currently.
Yeah.
And I posted a job for the covers. Like, I got all my images and stuff, so now I just need to find that graphic designer to actually.
Okay, good. Awesome.
Sorry.
No worries. So, okay, good. That's good. I guess the reason I'm asking, I want to know where you are in terms of your progress, so we can make sure modify it. So you also need some stuff about cover, like cover and reviews. Do you have your reviews in place?
That's my next step. So as soon as I hire my graphic designer and actually have the process be carried through, then I'm going to start getting to reviews and stuff.
Okay, got it. Perfect. Sounds good. Okay, Rohit, let's go to you now.
Yeah. Project I got last few weeks, which helps me make a little more money, and
Sorry, I didn't hear that. Say that again.
Yeah, I'm consulting a new. There's a shoe company whom I'm consulting, so that makes a little more of income and help me create more books hopefully. And I'm grateful for my health. I've been pretty regular in going to gym last few weeks, and my accountability partner Sanya introduced me to Joel Austin. So I've been listening to Joel Austin for the last 3 days, and that has helped me. So I'm grateful for
who introduced you to Joel Osteen?
You did, but I was not doing it. But Sanya told me to listen to Joel Austin. So I've been doing it in my morning routine. Yeah.
Sanja, so you've been doing it also? Oh, I'm so happy for you guys. Honestly, this is so good.
Yeah, we were working together. We are accountability partners.
It works, right? Accountability really does work, doesn't it, guys? Like, it's life-changing sometimes. I know. It's like a word you hear from someone and it just hits. See, I said it didn't resonate at the time, but when Sanja said it, it resonated to you. So that's what I mean. The power is so powerful when you guys help each other. So glad to hear. Good job, Sanja. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So keep going.
I feel better as a coach than as a doer. To be honest, Sean.
No, but here's the thing though, Sanja.
As a coach, I can coach and help other people. I was helping Rohit changing keywords on old books, so he made some profit on that one. I enjoy actually coaching stuff rather than doing stuff.
You cannot teach someone something that you don't already. You cannot do yourself.
But anything I know up to this point, I can coach him, like help him on other books what he has.
By the way, each of you could eventually start coaching this stuff, People are gonna pay you good money if you just teach this stuff. So you could definitely do that. If you enjoy coaching, there's a lot of market for it because a lot of people don't like to do coaching too long. Like, to be honest, like, I love talking to you guys and I enjoy it, but it does take a lot of energy and stuff. So it's not like a long-term thing. So if you enjoy coaching, there's a lot of market for you, and people love to work with you. So
I was a teacher, Sean.
Cool. Cool. Okay, let's go back to Rohit. So keep going.
I read your morning routine. Maybe after this call, you can talk about your night routine if you have one. I really like the one you wrote a blog post on your morning routine.
Awesome.
Right. Yeah.
You wanted to know more about a night routine?
Yeah. Do you have a night routine? Sometimes
Sure.
I struggle going back to sleep at the right time.
Yeah, no, that's a great thing. Thanks for letting me know. I'll just make notes of it and we'll go over it. Yeah.
Yeah. So my definite chief aim is I'm easily going to make $2,500 per month by creating 12 books, which sell at least 5 copies per day, which is approximately $90 per day, which will help me invest more into my Kindle business and eventually help me quit my job.
Mm-hmm.
And
Awesome.
yeah, and my last week's success was got I got one fiction book completed and another non-fiction book completed, and I got both the covers for the non-fiction and the fiction book, and there's a second fiction book which has been around 4,000 words I've read it, so that's in the process of being completed.
Okay, good. So you have two books finished, and another one is coming up, and your covers are done. Okay, good. So what we could do, we could actually I could actually review your cover for you guys and just kind of give you my feedback on it, and maybe we can brainstorm, because I know a lot of people are doing covers right now, and I know cover is a big deal. So if you want, we're gonna have a Q&A session. We can make sure you use this time to. I want to see all your covers and how your books are coming to make sure they're gonna be a winner. Yeah.
Sean, I just remember we are missing Donald.
I know. I just realized that myself.
Sorry, I just realized that we're missing Donald.
Yeah, and how did you whose accountability is Donald, by the way?
Mine.
Oh.
Mine.
Oh, okay. How come is he there? That's funny. Have you been talking to him?
Yes. Well, actually, his computer was broken since Tuesday. It was something wrong with his computer, so I haven't heard since Monday from him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna send you a message.
But he said he's going to fix by Friday, so I don't know.
Okay, I just sent him a message. So thanks for letting me know. Good job. You're a true accountability buddy. I think she wins the gold medal of the accountability partner in our call today.
I lost. I don't know where it's going.
So it was worth it after all for all of us to leave the call and come back. Okay, cool. So great job, Rohit. I think that was so far that was a very massive action you took. That's very good. Good job. 2 books and third one coming up. Good. Okay, Serena, I'd love to hear from you.
Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going. Hanging in there.
Good. So you're also American, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Nice. That's very good.
All right.
I'm trying to get that American green card going so I can come and stay for long, but I can't yet. So I will get.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for actually having a 2-day weekend due to July 4th, because it's rare where I'm currently at where we get a chance to have 2 days off in succession. So I'm definitely enjoying it and taking advantage of it.
Good. Good for you.
My definite chief aim is to easily make $5,000 by August 31st to quit my job. And this will also allow me to invest in myself health-wise and also with personal enrichment. And I will also be able to have the flexibility to travel to countries that I haven't visited before. And this will be achieved by having 28 books of high quality and selling 4 copies per day.
Mm-hmm.
And my achievement from last week was hiring 2 writers to each produce a fiction series. And I received the first installment from one of those writers today, so I'm looking forward to looking at it and make sure it's good to go before proceeding with the rest of the series.
Okay, got it. So, Serena, you mentioned that you're only publishing fiction right now?
At the moment, I do have one nonfiction book that I had started prior to joining the course that I was thinking about today. I need to go ahead and rework it and put it up on Kindle just to recoup some of the costs associated with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Good. So you're just receiving your fiction book, and how many words is that one?
Actually, it was 11,000 words for that installment.
Okay, and it's just one topic, one book?
Yes, this is because I ordered a series of 3 books from each writer.
Yeah.
And so the first one I received since I hired them last week.
So did you receive just 1 book or 3 books?
The first of 3.
The first of 3 from 3 different writers?
No, from 1 writer. And I just hired another writer 2 days ago, and I'm expecting to receive the first installment of that series Monday.
Okay, got it. Okay, perfect. So that's good. So I just want to get a feel for how everybody is. So that's great. Good job. Good job for taking action. So let's go over what we're gonna do today. Actually, I have to do gratitude too. So what I'm really grateful for today. I'm just really grateful for my girlfriend, because while I was gone, she really took care of our books and didn't like. I took 10 days off after 2 years of working nonstop almost. And first time I took 10 days off, coming back, there was almost no loss. Everything was moving forward, you know, coaching students, growing, everything just on track. It was just like a miracle. So, and it was because of my girlfriend, who is so helpful and just helping me with my emails, with my publishing and everything like that. So I'm just thankful for her today. And all right, so today what we're going to talk about is we're going to start with the Kindle Unlimited updates, and then we're going to spend a lot of time. I want to go over question answers. The other group had a lot of questions and a lot of Q&A, so I want to make sure you guys get a lot of time for that. And then I want to follow up with each person's progress with their covers, reviewers, and then things like that. So today is going to be a very interactive and Q&A session rather than, you know, new content mostly, because I want to make sure that everybody's up to date to this point. And then, so any questions so far? We're good? Good. Yeah, I can also see your face, guys. So yeah, go ahead.
How many books did it take you to reach $2,500 when you started off your goal?
4,500 or 25?
25. When you started off your goal, how many books did it take you?
You know, when I first started, I'm just trying to think right now. I think it was about maybe 30 books or something. I think it took me 30 books to actually published. Out of those 30, I think only maybe 20 was really doing well, something like that, you know. So that's just a general idea. But the big thing that happened to take it to the next level was I just sit down and I decided that I'm going to make 2,500. I decided how many books it's going to take. I went and I researched all the keywords for all those books, right? Like all at the same time. Then I decided how much money do I need to spend. Like I was like, how much is it going to cost me? And the cost was like I didn't have that much money, because it was going to come to like I need to spend $3,000 on books, right? And I didn't have that much money. So I was like, well, what can I do? And I talked to my dad, because I already have seen evidence of money coming from some of the books, and I borrowed money. Basically, I just told him, I was like, you know, I just want to borrow money for these number of books, and then he basically like lent me like a few $1,000s, but I didn't do like 3,000 at front. I just put in like maybe $1,000, things like that, and then I hired three or so writers. And for 3-4 weeks, and here when I did this, when I did my budget and I borrowed the money, I almost felt relieved, because I didn't have to keep worrying about money. You know what I mean? I decided on the thing and I got the money, and then when I went to hire people, it was so much easier. I don't know if it makes sense what I'm saying, but it was so much easier, because I could just hire people without wasting time thinking about it too much. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes I was about to hire someone and I kept thinking about it. Should I hire this one? I was just delaying the hiring process because I didn't want to spend the money. But when I became clear on the fact that this is what I'm going to give to get these results, and it's a risk, but it's a good thing to do, and I felt good inside, I did it. Every week I was receiving a lot of books, and then I published them, and boom, like literally every day I would check my stats, and the numbers would just keep increasing. So, and it was scary, because someday you would come and all of a sudden you would see a negative review on your book, and then you're like, oh, you know, I got a negative review, and I would feel like I'm scared because I just spent so much money in this. How am I going to get it back or not? But But overall, that's the process I went through, and it really worked. But after a while of just keep growing it, after a few months, then all these anxiety stuff kind of goes away, and then you just do it, and you don't worry about it. Even if it goes down, like right now, some of my books have dropped because I haven't looked at it for a while. I don't stress about it. I just know it's gonna go up again because I just gotta look at it, republish it, fix it, clean it up, add some material. Once you go through it for a while, you learn it. Like right now with the review systems, a lot of reviewers apparently are removed from Amazon because of Amazon cleaning up the reviews, fake reviewers. So some people are reporting that they've lost a lot of reviews. And before, I remember when this would happen, I would just panic. I would be like, oh my God, like my income, what's gonna happen? But now I don't worry about it because I know that there's always going to be a way of adding more and always going to go back up. So, but it's good you asked me that because it totally reminds me of how it felt like before. I was really freaked out for a while. Do you guys get freaked out sometimes about your books? Yeah, you guys. Okay, yeah, because I totally forgot. Thanks for reminding me of that. of that. Yeah.
Thanks.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
Could you maybe, because we just kind of got where everybody's at with their progress, which I think is great. One of the great things about the Mastermind, just to see where everybody's at. Could you maybe talk a little bit about how your group A is doing? We haven't really talked about them at all.
Yeah, like where they are in the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think right now. I think Group A is almost in a very, very similar situation as you guys. There are some people who, like Dave and a couple of guys who just really took it even further. Some of them just published. Like Dave went crazy. I think he has a few. Like he went really higher. I think he was at $5,000 with his fiction book, so he's a little bit feeling down because of the changes. He has to modify a few things. But ultimately, like a few other people, they had their own books before, so they're just getting published. And some of the other people are still writing their own fiction books. So people are all over the place, but generally speaking, everybody is the same level as they're just getting their like the review system set up. They just published their books, and they're just kind of adding the reviews and things like that. Yeah.
Okay.
It's very close, actually. It's kind of close, except, of course, some people are a little bit more advanced, some people are a little bit behind. Yeah. But those people who are advanced is because they already had few books before. Like, they've already been doing this for a while. So.
Yeah, I know Dave. He wasn't new to this.
He wasn't, yeah, exactly. So he already had some experience. But yeah, that's a good question.
So, Sean,
yeah, go ahead.
So what's actually a review system? What's that?
Yeah, that's a good question. A review system is basically someone who will write your reviews for you, and they will exchange reviews for you so your book starts selling. So, of course, as I mention all the time, Amazon has a rule against purchasing reviews because that's not what they want you to do. The right way of doing it, is you have a list of people on your mailing list that know you and trust you, and when you have a new book, you put it on a free promo, and you send your email to your list, and you let them know, hey guys, can you write a review for my book? Or you have a lot of friends on your Facebook group, and you have your book out. For example, you could do this, Sanja, because it's your book and you like your book, etc. You could do this. Actually, all of us can do this. We basically make a post, and we will basically say, do you have 30 seconds to write a review on my book? And then you just post the link for the book, and when they click on it, they go right to writing a review. I'm going to demonstrate this actually on how to do this. But basically sends them directly to the page that writes a review, not where the book is bought, right? But you could also do it another way. You could actually do it a few different ways. You could post your book for free and just give it away to all your friends on Facebook and just say, hey guys, I just wrote my first book. I'm so excited about it. Go ahead and please download it to support me and also enjoy it. People want to help you out because they know you. And then a bunch of people are going to download it and read it and write your review. That's when I started too, right? Now, if you have only 1 or 2 or 3 books, it's okay to do this. But if you have, like what we were doing before, is we have like 20, 30 books, it's not realistic, right? So, but that's why I don't do the whole mass bulk publishing anymore. But to be realistic and to really get you to your results, what I've seen work is that you can just hire someone from Upwork or Guru.com or one website. You basically go and you post a job and you say, does anybody who has an Amazon account? And then you find out somebody who has a review exchange experience with an Amazon account. So there are reviewers there who have an account, and they can exchange reviews by joining different groups and exchanging reviews. So basically, you send them you basically talk to them on Skype, just like your writer. You talk to them on Skype, and you come up to an agreement. You say, okay, I'm going to put the book on free review, free promotion for 2 days on Monday and Monday and Tuesday. Can you get me 20 reviews on it, for example, right?
20.
I'm just
can do 20.
Sorry?
One person can do more than one review.
Yeah, because they will exchange reviews.
I don't understand what's that.
Okay, so the way exchange reviews work is that when you tell them that, what they do is they'll take your book and they'll go to a Facebook group where people exchange reviews, and all the other people have free books, right? And this person will give your book to 20 different people and take 20 different people's books and download their books for you and read it for you and write review for them, and they write your reviews for you. So long story short, this person is responsible to getting you 20 reviews.
Yeah.
That's how the exchange works. And it of course, there's a lot of work involved in it. That's why you pay them for this work that they're doing. So
how do you ensure that the reviews are quality? Like, do you have any?
Yeah, that's a good question. And what you need to do with that is, that's why I interview them and I talk to them and I just kind of get an understanding of how they're like, and you let them know about, hey, I want to do this for a while, I'll pay you pretty well, make sure the reviews. And in the agreement, I usually writing at least 80-word reviews. 80 words. If it's the first time I'm hiring them, I make sure that I tell them your reviews has to stay on for at least 7 days before I send you any money, because sometimes the reviewers, they may delete their reviews after a few days, right? In fact, I think we may have happened to us. Like, I made a mistake while ago because one of the reviewers was writing like a one-word review, like one word. So that was just really bad. So just make sure you have an agreement to write 80-word reviews and at least stay for 7 days, and you're good to go.
How much do you pay them per review?
Depends on how many reviews you're purchasing. So typically, I've done anywhere from $1.50 to $2, but it could be more expensive if you're just the first time doing it, or if you don't have a low number. But when I negotiate, I usually say I order 100 at a time. I usually order 100 or 200 at a time, so they're making good money, so they're okay doing it a little bit lower rate. Whereas if you just want to, let's say, get 20 reviews, that's it, they may charge you $3 or something like that. $2-3, yeah. Or even sometimes some people say $4. But be very careful of people from and this is no offense to anyone, but be careful with people from Bangladesh. There's a lot of people who are really like like in their culture, it's not that they're bad people, like they're just very annoying to deal with. They just keep negotiating, keep saying pay me now, pay me later, like here I'll do this much, you do that much. It's really, they don't understand our culture sometimes and our negotiation skills. So I had really bad results with people from Bangladesh. I had good results with people from the Philippines, and Americans also really good too. There are American people who do it for you actually too. Yeah, there are some people who will do reviews and they'll only write one review. Those are good, but it doesn't help us, because one, it doesn't help us, right? However, if you find 10 of those or 20 of those and have a team of them on your team, that's good too. But again, you need to have someone to manage them. So the review is there is the other option is, if you want, and let's say if you have only like one book, like in your case, Sandra, if you have only one book or 2 books, these things are easy to handle, because what you can do is, worst case, you can exchange yourself. Like I've done it myself for a long time, where I just went to the exchange group, post your review, get people to download it, get few people, and do it for them, and then they do it for you. You can get it done. Like, it's just a matter of has to be done, right? But in my experience, this was really it was taking too long for me to do it. It was just too of a hassle, And wait, one second. And I was having too many people email me on Facebook, and it was driving me literally crazy. I was overwhelmed. I couldn't handle it anymore. I was like, I want to give up on the whole Kindle. So I don't want you guys feel overwhelmed because of people messaging you, where's my review, and you're like, oh my god, I don't know, like all this shit can go just crazy, you know. So avoid that thing. Stay organized with an Excel sheet, and just realize the review system is a phase. Just like you had to learn keyword research, right? You had to put 2 weeks just on keyword research. Remember that? Like at first when you had no idea about keyword research, you're like, oh my god, what is this? It's the same with the review for me. Like I had to literally focus all my mind for 2 weeks just to get this review stuff set up, you know. So but once you have a person who knows how to exchange and how to do it, and once you learn the process yourself where you can do it in worst case situation, you'll get it done. So there's 3 different ways I said it. Either you can do it yourself, which I don't recommend because it takes a while. Either you can post it on your Facebook group if you have only a few books. I highly recommend this one because this is the most legit way of doing it, and it really works powerfully. And I'm going to demonstrate to you how to do this one today. If I forget, remind me. And the third way is to, which is what I recommend doing, is to hire someone who has exchange experience, just like you hire your writer. Hire someone like that, budget it in your book, and they'll take care of it for you. Okay, Sandra, you had a question?
Yeah, so if he writes these 20 of them, you know, is it this validated by Amazon? You know, like sometimes you have to buy the book to be able to get valid.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. Yeah, that's why we set it for a free promo.
Oh, then it's okay if it's free promo.
Because free verified reviews means that the person who is writing the review has actually read the book.
Mm-hmm.
Unverified means they didn't actually read the book; they're just writing it.
They have to just flip through the pages.
Exactly. Yeah, but you gotta do it. You gotta do it. Go through the pages, but you gotta go through the pages in a way that doesn't look sketchy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Stefan, what did you say? Let's see. Do you have any templates that you go by that states what you expect from the reviewers and what guidelines to follow? Templates that you use? I actually don't use templates anymore. I try to just get on the Skype and talk to them rather than having it written down. So in the job posting, I just keep it simple. I just say who has review exchange. I just say who has an Amazon account, right? Once people apply for it, then I have my VA go and message each person and says, do you have review exchange experience? How soon can you write? Let's say how many reviews can you do per week for me? And how much will you charge per review? That's how I do it. And then I usually ask them also. I usually try to say it in a way that makes me sound like a professional. So when I have my VA message them, she doesn't just say, hey, answer this question. I'll be like, hey, thank you for applying for this. I've been publishing books for 2 years. We have a lot of books. We usually typically order hundreds at a time. So if you're the right fit for this position, you're going to be making regular money consistently. You see what I mean? So before I tell them what I want, I usually motivate them by giving them authentic, good feedback that they want to hear, because I know they want to have consistent income. They want to deal with one person who is established, right? So I say that, and then I ask them, if you want to apply for this, I'd love to hear from you. Please answer these 3 questions. Question 1, do you have experience exchanging reviews? Question 2, how many reviews can you get for me for one of my books this week? For example, can you do 10 this week, right? And then question 3, what is your fair rate per review? What is your fair rate per review to get this done?
Okay, and also when you have your guy going out to get reviews, is he supposed to wait 3 days before, like when the guy?
Yeah, exactly. So these are all important stuff. I don't teach them this stuff. The nice thing about people, if you do this method that I'm teaching you right now, they already know all this stuff. You don't have to train them from scratch, you know. So before, like when I started, I had to like try to teach them everything. Like, hey, make sure you wait 3 days. Make sure you write this many reviews. Make sure, like, all these rules and stuff. I don't do that anymore because a lot of people have already taught them, you know. So instead, all I do is I ask them if they have experience exchanging reviews, and if you find it that way is faster, you know, rather than having to train someone, right? But ultimately, if you cannot find someone with experience, then you would have to train them using what you just said. But it seems to be a lot of work though, because you have to buy a credit card, gift credit card, right? So they can create an account first. If you want to train someone to exchange review from scratch, let's say someone from Philippines, you can, but it just takes so long. So I don't recommend that because there's already a lot of people doing this, so you might as well take advantage.
Was there questions that you asked the reviewer in the interview that lets you know that they know that stuff?
Yeah, I'm just be like, how long you been publishing reviews? You know, and they say, I've been doing it for 2 years. I'm like, cool. But I don't even care if they know it or not because the results will show. I don't have to. I just want the reviews on there, and if it stays, that means they know. If it doesn't stay, it does means they don't know, right? So their work will prove their ability. That's why I don't pay them until the 7 days after. Yeah. But again, like I said, this is for long term. Being able to create a review system, right? If you just have your first book, let's say, and stuff, you don't have to wait for this process to start it. You can still already start getting reviews done on your book. Especially if you're like, let's say, have a book that you're really grateful for, you can send it to your friends. That's what I did with some of my first books, and I just got a lot of good reviews on my books. So, yeah.
Sean, what do you mean by this that you say you pay them 7 days after? Why? Because they deleted their review, or?
Yeah,
why?
sometimes Amazon deletes the review.
The owner, the person who does give you review.
No, Amazon removes the account already. Yeah, it just removes the reviewer, just deletes. Like you have a review posted and just gone.
Really?
Yeah, if the reviewer who posted the review doesn't seem appropriate to Amazon, or Amazon detects that they may have done it too quickly, or they have been too many reviews, they delete the whole review. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Oh yeah, I mean, man, you have no idea. I went through a lot of suffering with this review stuff. Like I spent so much money. Imagine, like I spent hundreds of dollars. I had 3 people from the Philippines, different people, right? Each of them, I send them a credit card, like a prepaid credit card, to create an account, and then they go and they write the review, exchange with people, training them, right? After they do it, the review gets deleted the next day. Wow. And when that gets deleted, nothing else you can't use that person anymore, because that means their IP is flagged by Amazon. So anything they post, it's gone. So all the training I did, the credit card that I used, everything gone. You know, so imagine what has happened. Imagine how many times I had to go through this. Yeah. So now that's the advantage. You don't have to learn all these hard lessons. You can just use what I just said to you, post the thing for Amazon account, and directly you'll be able to get someone. So this is the shortcut to what I had to go through. Yeah. And funny enough, nobody, like, that's why we have a very private call here. Like, this stuff we share, nobody will talk about, right? But nobody talks about this stuff because, first of all, Amazon doesn't allow you to exchange reviews, right? Doesn't allow you to pay for reviews. So most people don't talk about these things, although everybody does it, except established authors with a giant list. Everybody else does the same thing because that's how you can only get your book going, right? I mean, Tim Ferriss even does the same thing, but differently. He gives like his book away for free to people who write a review. That's like paying someone, right? That's no different than paying someone. So it's like everybody does it differently. But before, nobody was talking about it because everybody was insecure about it. So I'm really grateful that we can talk about it now. So it's helpful. So. All right. So good. So yeah, let's talk about the Kindle Unlimited changes. So have you guys seen the video that I sent out this morning and yesterday?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So yeah, basically, do you guys have any questions about it? Did you see the video?
My question: we already have books that we created right now. Do you recommend that we create more than 10,000 words per book and up the page count, or?
Yeah, I recommend if whatever you already invested in fiction, optimize using that already what you have instead of investing more money. That's what I would suggest until we have a very better understanding of how the paying structure works. Unless you are, like, let's say you have a writer that you just know you have evidence of success of this writer. Does that make sense? So I wouldn't personally invest in longer books at this time, because why would I invest my money in something that I don't know when I can invest my money in a non-fiction that I know? Does that make sense? Like, I know what's going to happen with the non-fiction, so why would I do that? I mean, there's a little bit of a benefit because fiction, everybody is running away from it now because everybody's scared of how the payment works. So the good thing is a lot of people are leaving it because of fear, which is good for us because we're gonna keep going. But it depends on where you are. But like, for example, Sanja has a lot of passion for her book, so I would suggest her keep going because you already have your book. You already how far into it. So that only makes sense to finish what you already started. But at the same time, that's why I started this coaching to make sure it's diversified so we grow in both ways. So as far as right now, I would suggest focusing on, if you want to purchase a new book, do it with the nonfiction at this time, unless you have a very good writer with a nonfiction and you have an evidence of sales, evidence that your book is being read. Right? So if you check your KDP today and you see that one of your books is being read 500 times or whatever, like let's say many pages has been read in it, you say, okay, well, this is a good book. Let's say a book is only 60 pages and you have it on your KDP, right? And the book is already bringing you, I don't know, 3,000 pages read in like 2 days, whatever, right? So you can just do it in your head and find out, oh man, this book is a good book, they're reading it. Then you can go to that same author who wrote that particular book and then write a longer one. That makes sense because you have evidence of success, right? But even that would have to make a decision of whether you want to do that right now or whether you want to wait till August 15th till you know exactly how much per page you get paid, because there's too many unknowns right now. As I said, the page counts are not accurate exactly. Some page counts, like you see on your book, says 30, but it actually is 80 pages, so sometimes different. Amazon, a lot of people are leaving the fiction stuff supposedly, so if people are leaving it, there's going to be more money for the people who are staying. That's true. Third thing is that Amazon has been adding funds to the pot every month, so that's true, so we don't know that. So there's a lot of variables that's still changing that we don't exactly know. So I would just to summarize, what I would do is I would just, every book that you already have created, if you have a bunch of let's say standalones, like a shorter ones already have, I would combine them together into box set, so into a package, and those ones seem to be doing better. So the pages of 100 to 150 seems to be doing better. So if you have books that are smaller, you can combine them together and then publish it as a box together. Yeah, and in the meantime, if you want to focus on investing your money on the new books, which I think you should, find profitable non-fictions that you can dominate. Profitable non-fictions you can dominate. So this, I think, would be the next step for us, is to find out for the homework next week. I don't know where you are with your books right now, but finish publishing what you already have and start researching other non-fictions that you know you can dominate, because you already have a system now, you know the process. You can go again, publish 2 more books that are each going to bring you $500 hopefully per month. Then you have 2 more books that are going to do really well, something like that.
So for non-fiction, do you recommend that we pick multiple niches with multiple books in each niche, or just find random topics? Or
what is the difference, multiple niches versus random topics?
Yeah, like let's just say one topic with multiple books in that topic, or just random topics.
Well, if it's up to you, it's a choice. If you have a topic that you already have an evidence of money in it, let's say you have a book on bodybuilding and it's making you money, then it only makes sense to make more books similar to it because you already have making money. But it's also a good idea to diversify it slightly. I personally don't like to do too many different, like, all kinds. I like to focus on one or two that I have an interest in and make really good books on those one or two. The reason for that is because finding really good writers in those one or two topic is where the actual work is. So the real hard work, that the value we're providing to the market, is finding those people who can solve a problem and making sure that our book is a book that's valuable to the market. So by focusing on one or two niches, we can really put the time to find the best writers. Out of the 10 writers we interview, the one or two is going to be the best ones in that topic with the best price. We focus on those, then we put all our effort of review getting abilities into one or two books, all our marketing effort in just one or two books that are really good. We've done the keyword research very well. We know it's going to do well. It's a no-brainer, right? So instead of the old approach was, let's go publish 20 books that are mediocre and get like maybe 10, 15 reviews on them and just see which one's going to stick, right? The new approach is, let's go find two absolute winners, niches. Let's write an amazing book that's above 10 times better than any other book in that niche right now. Let's make an amazing cover and let's get 50 reviews on each of them. That's the new approach. Do you see the difference? It's a different thinking process, right? I didn't know this stuff till like very recently. So had I known this stuff right now, you know, I would have done things differently, because now with my books, now I'm actually going through a growing phase myself, because a lot of my old books are now dropping in sales because I didn't follow this rule myself. So now I have to go back to my books, take them, clean them up, upgrade them, republish them, etc. You know, yeah. Yeah, but
one thing that I found that was interesting, if I may, just talking to the different writers, I initially get in contact with them based on the ad I have out there, but once I get them on the phone, I ask them, you're just trying to find somebody who's an expert. What other expertise do you have? Or some of the writers I talked to didn't have a topic. I just said I'm looking for a relationship writer with a great attitude, and I kept it kind of generic. And then once I got them on the phone, I found out, oh, like, you know, this recent one, she's like, oh, I've been CrossFit for the last 5 years and I'm really into it, and I'm a professional writer. So then I worked backwards from that, and I found to see, is there a profitable niche, you know, relating to CrossFit?
Yeah.
And I found out that there was one that was halfway decent that I think I want to go forward with. So it was kind of a different approach, but at least you're getting what you want, which is that person who's the expert in that really quality book. So I thought that was something that was really helpful. I wanted to share with the group.
I think that is a great suggestion you have. So that's your new approach. See, now you're thinking for yourself. You're coming up with your own creativity. That's beautiful. Yeah, so what you do is you find a really good writer, and if you like the personality, you get them on talk, and you talk to them, and then you find out more about them on what they can do really good at. Yeah. That's a great idea. You know, what I would do is, before getting them on the call, actually on the call, I would personally want to know what is their expertise in, because sometimes it takes time to invest in talking to them, right? So
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So perhaps maybe you had a good feeling about it, that's why you did that. But perhaps if I was gonna do it, maybe modification is to find out what are their topics that they're really good at, and then get on the top, because then you see a potential. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But good job, man. Good job for thinking outside the box and thinking for yourself. You know what else? Actually, there's something that's really under the radar that I haven't taught to anybody yet. Is there's actually a way, or there was before anyway, I don't know right now, with the Upwork, that you can actually go from the back end and look at all the jobs that are being posted for writers. You know what I'm saying, guys? So it's like, instead of looking at the Upwork as a contractor, as an employer, look at it as a contractor, as someone who wants to do the writing themselves. So then you get to see all the other people posting jobs, you know, and then, and this I haven't even shared this with other groups. I just came out randomly, but then what I would do is I would actually go and look at the contractors with the most number of sales and experience, right? So I would see at the job postings of the people who have, let's say, spent $40,000 on Upwork in the past 2 years, right? So what that means is that these guys are already making shitload of money that they can spend so much money, right? So there's evidence of success right there, right? And then I would look at what niches are they writing about and how they're positioning their job posts. So it's like, it can't get any easier than that because they have evidence of success, they have posted the job for you, they have posted the niche for you even. So all you got to do is to think a little bit whether this makes sense, and then copy and paste, literally copy and paste the new job with the same thing, change the words a little bit so it doesn't get too sketchy, and there you go, and you have yourself a new book being created in a niche that's profitable with a highly success rate. So that's kind of one thing you can do too.
Yeah, they've done all the research for you at that point.
In fact, I would do this. If I was going to do a book today, I would do this, what I just told you, instead of having to go and find niches and all that long. I would just go from the back end. If I was desperate for like just wanting to get, you know, revenue coming in, I would do this. That's one way of doing it. But if I was going to do it, you know, more professionally, I would then think of what is my long-term goal with the book, try to align it to a topic that I'm passionate about and all that stuff. But I think if I wanted to, a lot of us here, we just want to get to that financial freedom goal. I think this makes sense to do whatever it can. As long as we're providing good value, I think it's fair. Hi, Debbie. Welcome to the call.
Hello.
How's it going?
Wonderful. Thank you.
Awesome. Good to have you. Do you want to share what did you do well since last couple of weeks so we can actually make sure that you're getting caught up with us?
Well, I got a couple of my stories back, so I am working on that.
Awesome. Good. So you received your stories, your fiction stories back?
Correct.
And how about your book covers?
That's the next plan. I've got to get my stories are a little rough, so I've got to kind of work them up, and then I'm going to start my cover. Hopefully I'll get that cover this week.
Oh, I see. So you're editing the stories yourself?
Right.
How long is that taking you?
Well, I've got, I don't know. I've probably spent an hour or so on it so far.
Okay.
The other one I just set aside because it's not, I wouldn't publish it.
Really?
I really like the work that the sample she gave me, but the story itself is just boring and it just goes off in all directions. I don't know. So I'm going to set that one to the side, but the other one I think there's potential.
Wow. Well, the good news is that you're actually caring enough to read the story and actually, you know, you're following your intuition on what is good and what's not good. That's a good news. What I would do is, have you paid it already?
Have I paid them? The one that I set aside I did, but I haven't the second one. I'm still looking through it and having her do some corrections.
Yeah, so the one that you didn't like, I would personally, like, if I would review the book and I feel like this doesn't fit it, I would basically have him modify it and improve it. And sometimes, who was it? I think it was, who was it who did that? I can't remember. Where they submitted the book and they didn't like it, and then they asked for a revision, and the book was amazing right after. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
So these are the growing pains that sometimes you have to go through, which is expected. But you gotta remain hopeful, enthusiastic, not lose hope. This is exactly where people give up. You know, this is exactly where people give up because it's just like you know, too much work and I just can't do it, you know. But if you just stay to this point and just keep taking action, imperfect action,
sure,
you'll see that. And this is why I remember a while ago I had this realization. Have you heard about the thing that says if you have faith of the size of a mustard seed, you can move mountains? Yes. I heard that quote before, and I just was like, what does that mean? Like a mustard seed, whatever. But I remembered one time when I was struggling like you are in terms of like getting disappointed with my writer, I realized that if I have that mustard seed of faith and not give up, I'm going to get to my goal. So
Yeah.
I'll just want to encourage you to stay to that mustard seed of hope that, hey, you know, you tried your best and you did the best thing you had in your power, and here's the results you got. But now you learned something. So now next time you're going to make sure you're going to do way better with your book. So.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But I would still not give up on the book. You could still maybe hire. I would highly suggest don't try to edit your book yourself on the if it's taking too long. What I would suggest is to hire someone for, I don't know, $10-15 from Fiverr. Have him to go through the book once with like a revision. You know, get rid of all the grammar errors or something, or just send it back to the same author. Be like, listen, I need you to clean up this mess, this one, and actually maybe do a Jing video and read the book and say, this is how I want it to sound like, you know?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Send it back to them and then say, I need this, I really need this done in 24 hours based on an agreement, blah, blah. Like, just be a little firm, right? Not rude, but just firm. And then the authors usually respond when you're firm with them like that. And then once they get back to you, when it's like 80%, then you go to that final touch-up, making it nice sounding. You could do that yourself if you're passionate about. I wouldn't do that myself because I don't know much about fiction books, but you could do that yourself if you like doing it. So, but instead of having to start from scratch and everything fixing yourself, that just takes too long.
Right, right. I agree. So going on Fiverr, what am I looking for? An editor?
Yeah,
Or-
you could look at editors. Some Fiverr's the trick about Fiverr is you really want to be careful about looking at the people who are there, because some of them have high reviews but they don't actually have good work. So you gotta kind of you gotta find someone with a high number of reviews and just look for editors. Yeah, I'm looking for an editor. Just find really good reviews, high numbers. I usually message them first and I see the response and how they respond to me, and I get a feel for that. And then I usually send a small order in just to see what kind of response I get. So you gotta kind of test out the Fiverr gigs. Some of them are good, some of them are not good. But if you have a high reviews, lots of good reviews, chances are they're good.
Okay, good. Okay.
Sean?
Yeah.
I actually went on Fiverr and asked for editor, and actually it was $5 for 500 words, and I had 30,000 words, and she actually wanted to charge me $400 for editing the book.
Yeah, well, that's what she wants. That's okay. Well, I want to have $1 million today. I won't have it. So that's okay. Just be patient and go to the next person. Be like, thank you very much, but here's my budget for this. 30,000 page book. I think a fair rate for that one. I don't exactly know. I think it's like a cents per word or something if they're good or something. I don't know. You gotta look on that. But 30,000 times 0.01. Yeah, because you got a bigger book, right? So it does cost a little bit more. But
so how much you got?
Sorry?
How much you got on your calculator?
How much? Oh, I got $300. I got 300. Yeah, because it's 30,000 words, and I put it for 1 cent per word. Actually, no. Let's see. 1 cent. No, maybe $30. Sorry, maybe I'm wrong. No, sorry. It is $300 because it's 30,000 words. So if it was a 10,000 page book, it would be $100 at 1 cent.
Okay.
1 cent. Yeah. So in this case, again, Sanjo, who wrote your book, the 30,000 words?
A girl.
Okay. And sorry?
American girl, but I think sentences, something is wrong with sentences, so they are missing something, like, and they have to be fixed things.
Did you tell her that? Did you send it back and say?
I don't think so. She would be capable of doing it or fixing it. I think there is just, her level of English.
Oh, I see. Did you not notice that when you were reviewing her work before, or was it something?
No. No, because it was very short story, so and it was only conversation, so you could not spot that things. But when she has to go into description of environment around, then you notice that something is missing.
I understand. Okay, so these are things that you couldn't have learned before. Like I didn't even know this before, right? This is something you only learn by experience. So, yeah, these are the things that you're learning. So I guess what I would do with you if you have because of the changes of Amazon especially, the book quality is incredible. So I would find a really good editor that you really have evidence of writing good, editing. How do you like the story? Do you think the story is really good? Is it captivating?
Yes, I made the story up. I gave her bullet points for my story, and she just knit it in between, to make the full book.
Mm-hmm.
And she's having a good plot, and I like her that way. However, it's missing sometimes connections in between. She writes a long sentence, like paragraph, without stopping, without, like it just doesn't make sense.
Just tell her. You know what? Just tell her. I think if I were you, I would just tell her and give her some instruction and try to explain it to her, because sometimes they're willing to learn. Just be like, just what you just told me. Try to explain it to her, and maybe she'll try to do a little bit better. And once it gets a little bit better, you may be able to fix it yourself, or you may be able to just get somebody to just do it for $50 for the whole book. Just do it really quickly, If it's an easy one, or 50 or 100, depending, you can negotiate, right? So if the person who's getting the money, they can do as much editing because they're promising you that they're gonna give you a really good book, right? So I would just try to talk to them and just say, listen, I want you to just try your best to change these parts, this part, this part, this part, and then get it back and then send it to another person to do it. But yeah, that's what I would do. But that's just the process of creating a really good book, right? So I would also, Sandhya, model a book that you're trying to model similar to. Read it, right? Read the model and find out that it has the same flow and the same feeling and the same kind of thing as the other one.
It's I'm not actually using a target shown as a target. I'm just using the title as a target. I'm not reading their book really. I'm just seeing the target, and I've seen this is a popular book, and this is how I've chosen a title, but actually the story is mine.
No, you know what? I'm okay with you having your own original story, but what I'm trying to say is that my objective for you guys was to try to follow a system that's proven, that's going to make money right away, right? Now, the approach that you're doing, it could work. It's a trial and test. You're testing it, But if you were to model something that's already working, then we already have an evidence of something that's selling. Do you know what I'm saying? But
I've chosen one of them. I've chosen, I've looked at the number of sales of the book, and I've chosen my level. She's selling 20,000 per month, this girl, with that book. So I've chosen my target,
Yeah, no, good. But I guess what I'm saying, Sandhya, is that
you can't copy the story from inside. You have to have your own. I just can't copy exactly. I have to change. I have to have mine.
Yeah, I'm not talking about copying, Sandhya. I'm talking about having that, because the people who are reading your books, we have to find out what people are wanting. Not right. Sometimes it's good to expressing ourselves, but the only evidence is how many people actually read the book, right? So we won't know until we publish the book itself. Right?
But it's true. I don't have a clue what's going to happen, to be honest.
Yeah, well, who knows? Maybe it's going to be really good, and we'll find out. We have to learn about it. But that's why, Sandhya, I recommended publishing a smaller book and trying to see how many people read it, and then
I have two. I have one 10,000 and I have 30,000. I have two books. I have two books written.
Oh, okay, good.
And 30,000.
Okay. So yeah, just do the best you can with what you already have. Try to improve it as best as you can, right? And then moving forward, you're gonna learn from it. Two things gonna happen: either it's gonna sell really well, or people are not gonna read it. And if people are not reading it, then you learn something. It's like, okay, well, maybe I can change my flow. But either way, don't get discouraged. I mean, if you like this story and it's coming from your heart, it could be a bestseller for all I know, honestly.
Sean, how you call the person who comes after editor? Because the editor told me she just do spelling and grammar, but I need somebody to format into ebook format. So who does this?
Format in, what do you mean format into ebook format?
Like, you know, for example, I have 400 words per page instead of 250, as you said, we should.
Oh, I see.
So who knows how to form, you know, I know Georgia 12, so it's fine, but, you know, I need, you know, this to, I don't know how it looks like, this format. So how do you call this person to hire? Who would be that? Who does this?
If you go to Fiverr for Kindle formatting, you'll have someone who can do it for $5, or maybe it depends on how many pages it is. You can do it.
Okay.
But to be honest, I don't actually do that because I feel like I don't actually do that because typically the author who sends it to me, I just tell them what I want it to look like, and they'll send it to me.
Know. My author doesn't know.
Oh, okay, no problem. So just get it done on Fiverr because you only have one book. Get it done Fiverr. But from now on, for your next books, make sure your author knows on the final editing on how to do it, or just keep the Georgia 16 as title and Georgia 12 as your text. So
yeah.
And everything else is standard. There's nothing special about it.
But you know, you have to make spaces in between because I don't know where to put space to make 250. She has 400 pairs.
Oh yeah, no. The 250, I said it was just a random number that it seemed to be happening with my books at the time. You know.
Yeah.
It wasn't a set number on thing.
Okay.
And also, Amazon seems to have changed their thing where they're standardizing the height and the text of all the books, so the page counts is going to be automated. They're still working on that right now. So anyway, don't stress about it too much. Just try to do it in Fiverr. It'll be fine. Yeah.
Does Amazon do that? When you upload a book to Kindle, does it put 200 words a page, or if I put 400 words a page, it's going to put 400 words a page?
No, it's going to Amazon. What it's doing is that it's actually standardizing, because Kindle is different, right? Every time you read a Kindle, you can decide on what size you're going to read on, right? So Amazon is now having a system in place. It's called a Kindle standardization. I don't know what it's called again, but it's basically getting all the books and it's making them all standardized, so it's all the same, right?
So right now it doesn't do that.
Right now it's doing that. Yeah, it's doing that. So
we can upload a 400-page book. 400 words per page. Excuse me. But it will format it itself to whatever fits Kindle.
Technically, it should, yes, but it's still. I heard it's still improving. Right now, to be honest, it seems like it's a little bit changing all the time. Like if it says 30 pages on Amazon, it may actually be higher number of pages in their standardization system somehow, you know?
Oh, good.
Yeah, so it's actually a higher number, so yeah.
And can I ask you just a quick question about editing? Just so I'm clear, does an editor just correct the grammar and the spelling? They don't add a sentence that would make the story sound better? Is that what an editor does too, or is that just another writer?
Depends on who you hire. There's different editors. There are some people who will improve the book for you. There are some people who just get rid of the. So this is a good question asking. These are the things you want to identify when you're hiring someone. Anything is possible. Depends on who you hire, right?
Okay.
If you want someone to fix it up for you, they'll do it for you. If you want someone just to take out the errors, they'll do that for you. You just gotta indicate what you want.
Oh, good to know. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Another question.
Okay, one second. Let me go to Stefan here. When you say dominate a niche, do you mean create a similar books in niche with different keywords, or go after the same keywords and produce different books? Example: 12 books on running or 12 books on sports. I meant the same niche, like 12 books on running. That's what I meant. Or actually the other one too. If you find like an idea that's making money, it only makes sense to make more books on that idea, right? So it's both actually. So if you find, running is making you good money, I would suggest have 3 books on top 3 of that section on the running, all yours. So that means you own that one, and then I would say, okay, well, if people are buying about running, maybe they're gonna maybe they want to learn about I don't know, push-ups. Then I would do another thing on that. Does that make sense?
3 books on running with different angles, but you're going after
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so feedback on cover. Okay, so let's see. Feedback on cover. Derek is asking feedback on cover. All right.
That's the book that I had written before. Not a great niche, but I just wanted to invest a little bit in a cover because it already has been selling a little bit. So I used the target book to base this cover off of.
What is ETSY Kingdom?
Etsy.
Etsy? Oh, okay. What is Etsy?
Etsy
Is it what?
online, like if you have jewelry or you have, it's like a little store for people that want it, like you'd see at a flea market.
Oh,
They
okay.
put it online and it's the same. So if you have jewelry or whatever, that's Etsy.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you brought this up right now because the first thing I would change about this. You know what
Yeah, I
would be?
mean, I'm not an expert at covers, so I figured I could.
No, it's good. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna share my screen.
And the target is Etsy Empire. And you'll.
Yeah. So the first thing I noticed about this, I know you asked me about cover, but I want to tell you something else right now because I think it's gonna help you. That is, the first thing I would do is I would immediately change your title and put Etsy only. And then if you want to have Etsy Kingdom, just put Etsy dot and then have 7 steps for beginning an Etsy Kingdom. Do you know what I mean? Because the reason I said is because when I put Etsy Kingdom, there's nobody searching for Etsy Kingdom, but people are searching for Etsy. That's why. You see, when I say Etsy, there's all these books, right? But your book is not seen. So right now it's because of this. So if you just put your title as Etsy and then put this one in your subtitle, then it would be good. Okay, so that's the first thing. As far as your cover goes, I kind of like it actually. It's kind of cool. It's not amazing, but it's kind of good because the colors are pretty sharp and kind of good. But let's look at the when I put Etsy here, your book is going to show up here, and it's the way to tell if your cover is good or not. You just look at all these books and say which one looks more professional and interesting. I mean, which one looks really good? I mean, this looks kind of professional. You see? And the reason for that is they picked this picture themselves. They actually picked the picture themselves. So to make a really good cover, the steps is to find a really good example. A really good example I showed before was this guy, which I like a lot of his covers. I showed him. I found a lot of his covers that are really awesome, and I basically would find a good one that I like a lot, like let's say a good cover that I like, and I would go and find a picture like this picture. I would select this picture, and then I would send it to my designer and tell him, please make the font like this, make the color like this, make the picture look like this. Does that make sense? So the designer doesn't have to think for themselves, basically. You have to think for the designer because you see the colors here, there's like blue and yellow. There's different colors, but there's a harmony in the color. That's why it looks professional. Whereas some other covers, they don't have that talent with colors and their covers look unprofessional. For example, in this case, like it doesn't look that great. Doesn't look that professional. Or some covers don't look as professional. Like this guy, I know his book's doing well. Tim Castleman. That's kind of a cool cover.
Do you see the book Etsy? Do you see my target book, Etsy Empire? It's on the first page in the search.
Etsy. Sorry, what did you say?
It's Etsy Empire.
Oh, this is yours? This is your target book?
That's the target book, Etsy Empire.
Oh, okay.
And so I've got the image. I told him that my book looked like the book, like the process you just explained, because the book is selling well.
What is the question? Derek, what did you ask me about this now?
I'm sorry, it's really hard to hear. One more time.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, what did you want me to answer you about this right now?
Oh, I was just asking for comments on the
Okay.
cover.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I see. Yours is right here, actually. Okay, well, the one thing I like about the Target, as you see, it stands out because it's so red, you see? It's super, like, standing out. If you look at all these, this one is standing out the most sharpest, right?
Yeah.
So, and when I go down, I see your book over here. So what I would do, right away, if I would just change this keyword, like I said, I think
Mm.
that's going to improve your ranking. I would put it on a free promo for a day, and then add maybe a few more reviews to it. Because look at all the reviews that these guys have. Look, it has 68, right? And you're only at 7. So I would just add a little more reviews to it and change this title. The cover, it's not too bad, but
I'm gonna be replacing teal with the red, just
I would
to be.
change the letters, Derek. I would change the letters font. Font is something wrong with the font.
yeah, maybe change
So
it.
for
Yeah,
children,
yeah.
like font.
You know what I would do with this one? I would change the title, add more reviews. In the meantime, check the sales rank, see if it increases. But then in the meantime, also upgrade your cover. I would change it up, to be honest, actually, now that I think about it, because it's a little bit of a competitive thing. A lot of people have nice covers. But one thing they all have is that they all have messy covers. It seems like a very messy niche. So I would make a very clean cover.
Yeah.
Something very clean, because everything is messy, you see, so yours can be clean. I hope that
Okay.
makes sense.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so go back down. Okay, so Stefan asked, for fiction, what if we have 3 books that are different types of romance, 10,000 each? Do you still bundle them? Yeah, why not? Of course. If there are 3 different type of romance, okay, yeah, well, it depends. You gotta use your creativity. You can, if they're totally different titles, it may not make as much sense. But if you can come up with a creative way to angle it, then it makes sense, right? So, for example, if they're all on, like, let's say one is about mystery, one is about romance, one is about children's book, right? It's hard to you have to find a way of how to package them together. Maybe you can say um, you know, life-changing stories for the whole family. That could be your package, right? Like everybody has something in this package. Like your child can read something, your son can read something, and your wife can read something. Then you could package it together. But if you have, like, let's say 3 books about like a paranormal romance, obviously that's the easier way to put it together. But there is no rules that you can't, right? So if you have 3 books already, I would ask yourself this question: how can I package it that makes sense? Does that make sense? So what kind of books do you have right now?
Just, I guess, billionaire romance and then 1 paranormal. So should I be packaging those into one?
Sorry, you said you have billionaire romance and paranormal?
1 paranormal, two billionaire and 1 well, kind of 1 billionaire, 1 sports / billionaire, and then 1.
Yeah. So what you could do is you could package the 2 billionaires together, make 1 billionaire, a bigger one, right? And then package all 3 together as a whole different book. Call it, you know, the some other romance thing, and then call it some other name, like a romance thing, and then give the paranormal as a free book as an extra bonus in the book.
Okay, so how would you go about ranking that, or keywords or titles, if you're
I would
tagging?
just rank it as a total new keyword for whatever you like. So you could go for a billionaire ranking, rank it for a billionaire, and then have the paranormal as a bonus. Why not?
Okay.
See, anything is really possible with this system. You just kind of see what works, right?
So you keep doing what you're doing, but you're just packaging it. You keep targeting.
Packaging it differently. Yeah, it's all marketing. It's about how to merchandising it. So it comes to putting ourselves in the mind of our readers. What can we give them to give them a good experience of reading, and also packaging it nicely so it's not a total surprise. So if you promise them 2 book and they get a 3rd one for free, nobody's gonna complain, right? Because it's free anyway. So you might as well, you read it, read it. If you don't want to read it, don't read it. So yeah, I had actually a coaching student had success with doing this. It's kind of a, it's kind of a little bit of a marketing thing, but he's doing good. He's had success with it where he combined, like he had multiple books and he combined one with two and one with three, one with four, and he published each of them separate also. And it seems to be doing well because people won't really know because they're downloading so many books, right? They don't even know what's what. All right, so I want to make sure everybody is getting answered. Rohit, do you have questions? And Serena, are you guys? I want you guys to make sure that you're still moving forward because I think we talked about you guys are at the cover design and reviewers. I think you asked me about my night routine, so maybe I can go a little bit about that. But I want to make sure that you guys are getting answered because we only got 5 more minutes. I have to get going another coaching call.
Yeah. I had a few questions. One is, can you share a Kindle book template? Because the one I've been using is from the previous, coach. I was doing a Kindle mastery course. So you can share a book template, and do you also going to teach us about how to create an email list and autoresponder or bonus content? I don't know how to go about it. Or do you teach that stuff in the fiction book? Also, I've been using pen names because
Okay,
I got to.
Once again, are you asking me to teach you how to make an email list and autoresponder? Is that what you're asking me? Okay.
Yes.
Is that because you want to have this back-end strategy for your book? Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay, that's a good question. Yeah. Yeah.
For non-fiction.
We can definitely talk about that. It's actually a very good question. We can talk about that in the upcoming weeks. But for now, if you want to get started, what I would do is I would sign up at Lead Pages or ClickFunnels or 5-minute pages. I would use one of those systems to create landing pages. Get yourself familiar with how to do it. Get yourself familiar with Aweber. And do it. It's a little more advanced because I want to make sure everybody's publishing their books first. But you get a chance to ask any questions. So if you feel like you want help with that, I could share that with you, no problem.
Okay. Have you used InstaPage or you've been using Lead Page?
InstaPage? I haven't actually used it, no. But I heard this name before. I've been using ClickFunnels because I have a sales page and I use funnels, right? And ClickFunnels has been really, really, really awesome. I also had success with what is it called? GetResponse. GetResponse is my mailing provider. GetResponse is my email list provider. They also have a landing page creator software which you can get for $15 a month or something. They're a little bit cheaper. So if you're only doing landing pages a little bit, it's okay. But if you're looking at the really powerful thing, it's Lead Pages. Or the better one.
Okay. And do you suggest making bonus, some bonus content for your readers in each of these non-fiction books?
Okay. Yeah, I would definitely suggest having some kind of a giveaway that's valuable to them. You can have the same giveaway or you can have 1 or 2 different giveaways. The more valuable it appears, the more downloads you're going to get. So some people are doing audiobooks because people like audiobooks and it appears as a high value. But keep it simple. Even if it's just a 3-page report and if it's on a very cool topic, it depends on how you package it, So, and it depends on how good your book is. But just keep it simple. Just create the funnel first, like create the landing page, create the GIF, and you can always improve it. So, but I like how you're thinking. Create that email list because that's what's going to give you that awesome easy reviews and build relationship with it. And again, model somebody else. Go on Amazon, find somebody else who's done it, and find what they use for the gift, what they use for their landing page. Do you know what I mean? Like look at what other people doing and try to learn from them too. But if you want more guidelines on this one, I could demonstrate to the group, no problem. So.
Okay. And just one last question. I'm sorry. I've been using pen names because I got an Eastern sounding name, so I've been using that. Do you suggest us to, if you can take my example, do you suggest me to keep using pen names or my real name?
I would use pen names if you're more comfortable with your pen name. Just stick to your pen name. I would suggest that. Depends on what you want to be known by. I changed my name a long time ago, and I stick to it. And I'm Sean. Like my Sean is not my actual thing name, my born name. But But you can do whatever you want, whatever name you like to be called, stick to that one, whatever you feel like it. Yeah, depends on, it totally up to you what you want the world know you as, right? If you want to maybe only test out the market, you may just come up with a total new name that you don't even relate to just to test it out, and then you can change your name if you want. So it's all up to you. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But it
Thanks.
does make sense. What you're doing does make sense. So if you're in a fitness niche of something, and you feel like by changing your name you would appear as more of an expert, that's okay. But I would personally think long term, the target market that you want to attract, you want to make sure that people know who you really are and be okay to stick to that name, because the name you pick, it can stand for a while, right? So
Right.
I hope that helps. Okay, okay, so anybody else has important questions that is like that you need to move forward? Okay, so for the next week, guys, what I want you to do is I want you to take action. Most importantly, I want to remind everyone to get to your morning routine. These are the times that when you get tested, like right now you're about, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks into the coaching program, right? This is the middle. This is the part that you really gotta start, you're being tested basically, right? So I want to remind you, when you're starting feeling, getting frustrated or having difficulties, just take time, go back to the basics. Meditation in the morning, cardio and gratitude, 5-minute journal in the morning using our journal, and then expressing gratitude, reading the law of success, 3 pages a day. These fundamental routine, there's a reason I brought these up at the beginning of the call, is because when you read this for 5 minutes, it just gives you this certainty that everything is gonna be okay. You know, like with your books, like, you know, Sanjay, you're just publishing your book, you don't know how it's gonna work, right? You have all these fears, doubts sometimes, right? But you read this book for you read this book for 30 minutes. I challenge you to do this. And if it doesn't do this for you, come tell me. You wake up in the morning, go for a meditation first, go for a walk thinking about what you're grateful for, then sit down and read this for 30 minutes, write down a journal, and then check your state of mind. How do you feel about your goal? Are you going to reach your goal, or are you not going to? You're going to have a different posture. You're going to just be like, I'm going to make this happen. My book is going to sell. Do you know what I mean? You're going to have this boldness in you. You're not going to just be like, I'm going to post and see what happens. I hope it's going to... No, it's going to work. I'm going to edit this. I'm going to find the right person. It's going to happen. My cover is going to be the best. I'm going to reach my goal. That's the spirit we're going to move forward. There is no way you can fail with that. I promise you, there's no way. If you do what I just said, it's impossible for you to fail. Even if your book doesn't sell, something is going to happen that's going to be way better than that, because you have this positive can-do attitude and you're trying your best. Because we're trying our best, life is going to support us no matter what happens. And keep in mind, we are writing really good books. This is a proven system. And don't get discouraged by all this stuff. The $11 million is going to go to the KU next month, and you still also learned about the nonfiction stuff. So there's a lot of stuff happening. So don't get discouraged by all this nonsense. Keep taking action. Those of you who are about to publish your covers, create a really good covers, get your review system set up, and just move forward. So that's basically what I have to say for this week. So next week we're going to continue moving forward, and we're going to just continue moving forward, answering questions. We're going to dial more on review systems and etc. And I want to see where everybody is before I tell you more about what I'm going to do. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
Awesome, guys. So everybody has. Oh yeah, we got to change our accountability buddies. Who's with who right now? Do you guys have an accountability buddy? Are you guys talking on a regular basis?
Yeah. The last
Okay.
I think same.
Okay, so let's change up your accountabilities very quickly. So who is with who right now? Let's just talk quickly because we gotta go, guys. So Stefan and Sanja, have you guys been together?
No.
Okay, so you guys go together. Rohit and Derek, you guys go together. Have you guys been together?
No.
Okay, cool. Debbie and Serena, you guys good together? Debbie?
Yes, sorry, I didn't know how to unmute. Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay, awesome. And guys, this is something I learned. WhatsApp, you can actually talk on WhatsApp as if it's Skype. You can literally talk to each other, and it's faster than Skype. So I loved it. I used it when I was away with my girlfriend. So use WhatsApp. It's really fun to talk to you. And do this Monday to Friday, 5-10 minutes each. What are you grateful for? What's your goal? What you're gonna get done today? What was the success from last week? And help each other out. Just like Sanja was helping a few people out, and I heard, so helping each other out, because each of us have a gift that the other person needs. You know what I mean? Like Stefan, you have a gift that Rohit needs. Rohit, you have a wisdom that Stefan has not. You know what I mean? So trust yourself and just be there for your partner, and moving forward. And again, if you have more questions, post it in our Facebook group, guys, and I'll answer it myself because I'm back now, and then we'll keep going, okay?
Okay, there is Donald as well. You didn't. Donald was with me. And
Have you been talking to him regularly?
I had 2, yeah.
Okay, good. So yeah, I'm gonna have to follow up with Donald, see what's up with him or what's gonna happen. But maybe we can add him to somebody else's group. So thanks for letting me know.
Okay.
All right, guys. We'll talk next week. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Okay, bye.